Bryan Coad. I'm current president of ASBTE. I'm originally from Canada, and I studied chemistry and material science at the University of British Columbia. So from my PhD onwards, I've been interested in biomaterials for sort of cell interfacing applications. And I got my start in Australia, working first at CSIRO in Clayton. And then I joined Professor Hans Grieser's group at the University of South Australia. So since that time, my current position is Senior Research Fellow, and it's an adjunct position at the University of South Australia, and my primary main position is at the University of Adelaide. I have a bit of a different sort of outlook on biomaterials. I think a lot of people really think of biomaterials as being synonymous with biomedical research. And I now have a position with the School of Agriculture, Food and Wine. And what we realized in this position was that there's a really big capacity to take some of these skills which have been learned from biomaterials and apply them to different areas of human benefit. So one of the questions is, how are we going to feed many more mouths in the coming years? And in my research, I'm using biomaterials in a different way. So whereas with tissue engineering, we've been looking at making tissue engineered plant tissues. And part of the research I'm involved with is to use these as infection models to help us to understand how plants get diseases and how we can better prevent them. Another research project which I'm involved with is looking at extracting or repurposing or reusing our waste agricultural and food materials. So there's a treasure trove of structural and functional molecules in waste products derived from plants. And I think it's a really interesting idea to take some of these sort of untapped reservoirs and apply it to make new scaffolds, which could have applications again in plant science research, but then could come back full circle. So really expanding the ways that we make tissue and tissue engineering. So using very new ideas, and that's what I think is really exciting, is to take biomaterials and take it in a new direction. I'm very humbled to be in this position. I think I'm really inspired by the previous men and women who have led this organization. I aspire to be to show as much leadership and dedication to biomaterials that they have. I think for a lot of us who are involved with ASBT in many different ways, ASBT is just a great community. And I think that when you're responding interactively with the community, you want to help out the community. And so, I started as ordinary member and worked my way through executive officer and up to vice president. And I think getting into each of these different roles has just allowed me more opportunities to engage. And I think at the very end of it, I think back to all the benefit that I've had with ASBTE. And as president, I just want to contribute, and I want to pay some of that back. People might be surprised to know that I've held quite a number of interesting jobs through my undergraduate. So I was really fortunate in Canada to participate in something which is called the Cooperative Education Program. So this is when I was getting my bachelor's degree, we do, of course, bachelor's degree by coursework, but on alternate and summer semesters, I would go out on short industry research and development projects. And I had some very interesting projects. I was testing for illicit drugs in racing horse urine. I've fabricated lithium batteries for a battery company. I worked in a sugar beet factory looking at losses of sucrose in the sugar beet refining process. And one of the highlights was I was able to work in Japan for 6 months in Kyoto, and I was working for an instrument company, and we were looking at developing an environmental pollution monitor. So people might also be surprised that I do speak Japanese, but because of I haven't used it in a long time, please don't come up to a conference and expect me to carry on a fluent conversation, but I think I probably know enough just to get by. think a cop-out answer would be to say teaching, but actually I can back this up. So when I was school-aged, you know, I always thought I'd become a high school teacher. In as much as when I went to university, I even took a few courses in education as well. But now that I'm thinking about it, when I was at university as well, I was quite interested in criminology, and so I took some criminology courses. And my initial thought was, well, because I had a real strong interest in analytical chemistry, combined with criminology, I think forensic science would have been another way to go. So either teacher or forensic scientist. Today, in the afternoon, I'm actually drinking green tea. I usually start off the day with like a flat white, gets me going, but by the time later in the day, it's the mellow caffeine of green tea.